Good, happy Monday evening, November 23rd, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Monday evening, so let's begin. First up, coronavirus in New Hampshire, key information and data. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. There are 18,042 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 12,349,443 number of people in the United States have tested positive. 512 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 831 number of people who have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 274 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. And now let's take a look at this current map of New Hampshire where current cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 687. Let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where total cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 3296. Let's take a look at these three charts here. Let's start with the first chart here. New cases each day in New Hampshire. In the purple, daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalization. And red, deaths. Let's take a look at this chart here. Current cases in the purple, total current COVID-19 cases. And in the orange, current hospitalization. Let's take a look at this chart here. Total cases in the purple, total positive COVID-19 cases. Orange, total hospitalization. Red, deaths. And blue, recovered. Let's take a look at this chart here, positive PCR test rate and daily PCR test. Let's take a look at this chart here, age group of cases, female and male of cases, and risk information. And let's take a look at this chart here, infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. Let's take a look at this chart here, deaths, percent of New Hampshire population, race/ethnicity of cases, and hospitalizations. And a reminder, your common symptoms: fever, lack of smell, cough, chills, difficult breathing, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. Uncertainty hangs over small businesses hoping for strong holiday season. Business owners tell Pappas they're worried about new shutdown. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
Command the season at Quirk Kia in Manchester, our dealership at your doorstep. Right now, you can lease a new 2020 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive for just $129 a month, and Quirk will deliver to you. QuirkKiaNH.com.
Congressman Chris Pappas listened this morning as small businesses outline some of the problems they are facing. Some saying in these days of COVID, the choices are stark.
Here in the trenches, we're faced with the unfortunate situation of having to choose between the safety of our customers and staying in business.
Overhanging it all, the air of uncertainty as COVID cases in New Hampshire continue to climb.
My biggest concern is that we're going to get shut down again before Christmas. So every night I'm hoping that it doesn't happen.
There's been more fear in the last few weeks as to what's going to happen, in our smaller towns and in our valley. Did I make a mistake when I invested a lot of money into my inventory this year?
Congressman Pappas said the recent mask mandate in New Hampshire should help when it comes to COVID, but this really requires everyone doing their part.
We need to keep that baseline level as low as possible to make sure that we have as much social and economic freedom moving forward and that people are safe.
As for small businesses, some say that COVID has forced them to change the way they operate, especially having to do more and more online. Still, businesses believe the community support during these trying times has been unbelievable.
We really saw that during the shutdown when, people were going out of their ways, and then through different Facebook groups and just a lot of social media, I just see so much support for this idea of shopping small.
As part of an effort to help small businesses, WMUR is launching Open for Business, Shopping Local for the Holidays. It's a guide of small businesses to help Granite Staters who want to shop locally this year. Now, to include your business, go to WMUR.com and sign up, and we'll post the list in the coming days. Reporting live, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Fifth New Hampshire case of Jamestown Canyon virus reported this year. Virus can cause severe symptoms. New Hampshire health officials say an adult in Newport has tested positive for the Jamestown Canyon virus, the fifth case of the mosquito-borne disease in the state this year. Officials said Friday the person was hospitalized with left side weakness, unresponsive, and multiple seizures. The virus is transmitted by the bite of an infected mosquito. There is no vaccine for it, and treatment consists of supportive care. Many illnesses caused by it are mild but moderate to severe. Central nervous system involvement requiring hospitalization has been reported, including fatal infections. Early symptoms can include flu-like illness with symptoms such as fever, muscle aches, headaches, and fatigue. Although JCV is still a rare disease, we are seeing more infections in New Hampshire, which is concerning, Dr. Benjamin Chan, a state epidemiologist, said in a statement. The risk for mosquito transmission infections is present from when snow melts in the spring until there is mosquito-killing frost in the fall. Thanksgiving. Rising case numbers drive up demand for COVID-19 testing. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
It's really bad, and it's not just me, obviously, it's people across the state.
James Simos' son returned home from college on Saturday and found out he may have been exposed to COVID-19. Simos started calling pharmacies and clinics from Concord to Littleton to see if he could get his son tested.
Most places just wouldn't even answer the phone, just went straight to voicemail. I tried going online and emailing, signing up, but there were no bookings available.
Simos finally booked a slot at a pharmacy for Monday, but he was warned it could take days for the results to come in.
With such demand that would normally take a few days may take longer because they just are at capacity.
Simos is currently staying at a hotel with his youngest son, while his oldest son quarantines at home with his mother. The family remaining safe while they wait for an outcome.
The hard part is not knowing. Not knowing if somebody's ill, not knowing what we should do next.
We have seen a huge increase in our testing.
Dr. James Martin of St. Joseph Hospital Urgent Care Clinic in Milford says his office has seen a 35 to 40% increase in patients looking for COVID-19 testing.
Primarily because cases are going up. We are seeing the symptomatic patients, and that's the primary reason why they're coming to us in urgent care.
But if you're hoping to get a test to celebrate Thanksgiving with family, Dr. Martin cautions testing is not the only answer.
If you're not still isolating yourself or quarantining, then you're potentially going to get exposed. And between the time that you have that test performed and you actually meet up with your family on Thanksgiving Day.
And Dr. Martin says if you're hoping to get a COVID test for Thanksgiving, you're going to want to do it as soon as possible. Reporting in Manchester, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Pandemic prompts changes to Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
Hey, Paul here, owner of
Century Roofing. I personally wish to thank the thousands of our customers for supporting our team.
The Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign is already underway, kicking off early this year for the first time in the charity's 100-year history due to an increased need across the state.
It's very difficult for a lot of nonprofits, because we're not holding events in person.
Some communities are opting to change the way they collect donations. On its Facebook page, the Hooksett unit announced it is making the difficult decision to cancel in-person bell ringing due to the pandemic. But those areas that are moving ahead with the tradition are doing so with safety in mind.
Each kettle will be wiped down and before and after a shift. All kettle workers will be wearing a mask and keeping their social distance of 6 feet so that people feel, safe to make a donation.
Officials expect people will continue to be generous, giving whatever they can, even if they're struggling themselves, but they do anticipate losing about 50% of kettle income this year.
People need to realize that, a kettle income, helps families and children during the holidays, but it also carries over into the following year for other services and programs.
Donations can be made in a variety of ways online or right on your phone by texting kettles to 91999 and filling in the amount. Despite its challenges, the organization is still urging people to reach out if they need help, especially during the holiday season.
We're there for people to help them through these difficult times, with food, shelter, gifts for their children.
Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And thank you for joining us for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and goodbye, everyone.